Hi guys, so this very early morning, you might even hear my coffee maker in the background sputtering there. I'm going to try and review the Crafter's Companion Waterfall card that's from their Precious Memories set. This is the only thing I have right now. I know if you ordered them during their birthday week, they're probably already out in the mail. The next batch of them they're not going to send out till the end of November, but HSN has some of the things. Pretty much all the dies, but in different configurations on their website. So this I got from HSN. I think they wanted $26.99, and I think on Crafter's Companion they want $30 some odd for pretty much all the sets by themselves. But you can get, you know, a package deal. But anyway, they have different things. So I kind of watched a video on this, and even though it's daunting because there's a lot of stuff in here, it's not that complicated. So let me open this up, and hopefully I'll be able to walk you guys through it, and we'll get through it without too much to do. Now I know we can make waterfall cards by hand. We've been doing it how long ago? So now everyone's making dies for all the different old school cards we used to make. You know, Anna Griffin with her continuous card and all these different things. But let me open this up. The reason I say it looks daunting is like, look at all the stuff that's on here. You know, it's like, and that's great. I mean, obviously more value, but you don't really need everything that's on here. So let's talk about what you need for the basic card. We need the base for the slider. I'm sorry, waterfall. Okay, this is going to give you your little grooves where you add the pieces that are going to waterfall, right? So this, we need this. I'm going to put this aside here. We need this piece that's going to hold down the card. So I'll show you that in a minute, but we do need this piece. Oh my gosh. Be very delicate with them, even though they really stick down. And then we need this square. This larger square is what's going to make these pieces. The outer square, and then the inner one is the mat. So I'm going to use them because I wanted to decorate it, but this is the basic thing that you need. You don't have to decorate them with a mat. You can just, you know, do whatever you want, but I'm going to take the smaller square too for mat and layer. And you're going to need this piece right here, and that's just if you want your base card to have a nice little round bottom like this. You don't have to do that. I mean, this area here. You don't have to do that, but I'm going to do it just so you guys can see. So those are the basic pieces you need. It's literally 4 pieces, 5 if you want the mat, okay? Everything else is extra, and for other reasons, for other things, there's this cute movie reel, which is adorable. So maybe I'll cut one out just so you can see, but there's like a little buckle. There's more little mats and layers. All kinds of cute stuff. But let me get some paper to go with these other items, and we'll get started. Let me clear some of this stuff. We will talk about these things shortly. So let me move that to the side. And I have a piece of Crafter's Companion stamping cardstock only because I like how thick it is. I don't know if thicker paper is better or worse for this kind of project, but we're going to put that to the side for right now. Our base card, you need a piece of paper that is, oh sorry, let me move this here. It's kind of crooked. That is 6 by 12. I'm sorry, 4 by 12. At the end, you want a 4 by 6 card, so it's 4 inches by 12 inches. And I'm just going to fold it in half. You can score it, but right now I'm just going to do that. I'm using the Gemini Junior, and I don't know if you need extended cutting plates for this piece, but if we do, we're going to figure it out in just a minute. I'll just show you how to still use your Junior for it. Let's bring over all our different stuff. Again, we always have cutting plate. I have the magnetic mat under the plastic shim, just because. That's how I'm going to do it right now. And I think what I'm going to do is put that to the side. I'm going to put the card over here on this side, and then I'm going to bring these things over on top of it because I want you to see this thing. All you're going to do is bring it down to the very bottom of your card. So you're still keeping most of the card. And all that's going to do is make a rounded edge for you. I guess you could just grab your corner rounders and snip, right? So it's just, again, like I said, a little added value, but I don't know that it's super necessary. I'll just put that there. And then I'm going to put this pile, oops, on top and run it through, and hopefully it doesn't get stuck like it's been doing for me a lot. No. That's the noise it made when I finally got to the die. It just made a pop. Okay, and here we are. So this is your base card. Okay, and so now you just have a rounded corner. So we're gonna put this to the side because we're gonna need this in a little bit. Next thing that's super important is obviously the waterfall apparatus here. And I'm just trying to see how big my paper is. I'm gonna trim this down. Obviously I don't want to waste too much of this paper. It's not cheap, but it's not super expensive either. But at the same time, we always like to save paper, right? So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball how much of paper I actually need. Something like that, keep it safe. It looks like, oh, sorry. Like it's about 3 inches wide. Maybe. Like 3.5. Anyway, we're gonna put this on here, and like I said, I think we're gonna need to run it through a couple times. Because if you're using the junior, okay? So I'm gonna tape this down just so it doesn't shift, because I do know I'm gonna run it through again. And so what I want you to see is that you can still sometimes cut extended things, even if you have a smaller machine, okay? You just have to pass it through, and I don't really want to tape it to the surface. I'm trying to put some tape on this to the paper. I taped it down here, which is fine. I'll just have to take it off in the next one. So I want you to see that part of it is hanging off at the very end here, okay? So we're just gonna do the same layer, same thing, cutting plate, magnetic, plastic shim, die facing down into the paper, and then the other plate, and then we're gonna readjust this and turn it back around. And tell you, this thing always struggles when I put something in there that really it has a big area that has to pass at the beginning. Everyone's asleep right now, and hopefully they'll stay sleeping for a little while so I can finish this up. But see how now nothing happened? It didn't even shift because my tape. So all I'm going to do is move this down. And to be honest, I really only want to cut that piece again. I don't want to run through the whole thing. So I think what I'm going to do is just barely put it at the edge of my cutting plate. So do you see that? Most of it's hanging out the back. I mean, you can put the whole thing, but if it moves even just a little bit, you might have like a double cut in one area. So I'm just gonna run it through, and that whole piece you see it's coming in. Nothing's gonna happen with that. It'll just release and come right through. Okay, so that's just a way of using your junior when you don't have extended cutting plates, because they don't have extended cutting plates for it, or if you don't have a larger machine. You can do the same thing with any other Empress and stuff like that. Now when it's too wide, that's the problem, or something when you can't get it in there because the item is really wide. But this is thin but long. Alright, so now we have that. And I guess if you wanted to emboss it, you could, but give it a little bit of a embossing on the edge. Really, you just want to make sure that these lines show up. These lines, you need those. So if it didn't show up, I would throw it back through with the rubber embossing mat. Without the magnetic, but with the rubber embossing, and then let it go through that way. I have a little bit more cutting to do. Let me put this piece, oh gosh, where am I putting my pieces? I'm gonna end up, I'll put it up there, hopefully. Okay. We also need this piece cut out, probably in white also, just so it matches. Let me think. Yeah. So I'm going to run this piece through, also to cut it out in white, and I'm just going to cut this with a piece of scissors. I like to save stuff, but I'm just going to do this. And I guess if you wanted to, you could just measure that and cut it out yourself. All you're going to do is fold it like an inch in. It's going to have some marks, but we're going to use that one. And then we need some pieces for mats, and they always use black. I'm going to use blue because my card base has blue, so I'm going to grab some blue paper real quick. And you need 5 of those. Oh my goodness. Okay, it wasn't as quick as I thought. We need 5 of those. I'm just going to cut it like this. I'm just eyeballing this, obviously. See if this fits together in the same. So we need 5 of the larger squares and 5 of the smaller squares. If you want to mix and match colors, that's up to you. That'd be really cute, like a rainbow. Oh, wouldn't that be cute if you did rainbow? I didn't think about it. My card base is blue and white, and I don't think the rainbow will go with it. But that would be really cute if each one was, you know, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, or something. Okay, and I'm going to put that through. Put that through. Same sandwich. I'm going to cut out that one piece, and then we'll cut out 5 of the larger squares and 5 smaller squares, and I'll be back at the end of that because it's just simple cutting. Okay, I have my last white square cutting out, and just want to make sure. Always put your pieces back so you don't lose them. So basically what you're going to do with the 5 mats and layers here, just obviously stick this down there. I would definitely use a wet glue for most of this project. The only thing is that I want to get this done and I want to show it to you guys. So I'm going to use a tape runner, but wet glue just sticks better, you know what I'm saying? And just like when you're making a box. So just keep that in mind. So now we have all the basic things we need. We have that part and this little guy. I already lost that other piece that rounded my thing. That's why I'm like, I need to put everything back where it goes. And then we have our card base. Okay, so what we're gonna do with this one, all you're gonna do is fold it in half. Not in half, sorry. It has score lines. Okay, so not in half. I don't know why I said that, but that's all you need. So we're gonna put this to the side with our card also. Let me see if I can. It drives me nuts when this is not straight. Okay. Oh, here's that piece. I touched my tripod to straighten it out, and it was stuck to my tripod. I just stuck it on there. I totally forgot about that. Okay. Then we have our 5 pieces all matte and layered. There are definitely a direction to this. As you can see, this is wider probably than it is tall. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. Now this guy. This is our card, basic waterfall card base. Now this piece here, we're going to fold it on that first score line. So as you can see, it kind of makes a card like this, right? And let's say I think the stamping paper is a little thick. Maybe you want it to be a little thinner, but you all also want it to keep up. That's kind of why I chose to use it, but it's up to you. I'm going to get a bone folder. This happens to be a close to my heart one. And give it a nice fold. Now, on every single score mark, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 score marks. So you're just going to fold them forward. It doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? You need to fold them all towards you, away from you. It doesn't matter. You just have to get them scored. But really, it's towards you, just like I'm doing. And then we're going to bone fold it. So this paper is a little bit stiff for this. I would say maybe a good quality paper, but it doesn't have to be 300 GSM. And then I'm going to bone fold every single one just to kind of get it going so it knows what it's doing. Because this thing needs to do a nice, smooth waterfall, right? When this came in yesterday, if you guys saw the video and I did the Anna Griffin card making compendium, I was like so scared of it. To be honest, I saw it and I'm like, I don't really feel like doing this. But okay, as your water, when you pull this, it's gonna go brrr, like that. Okay, so that's kind of what you're looking at right now. Okay, now this is not tricky. It's just you have to think about it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. Okay, see this first score mark is not anything you're gonna deal with. It just has to be there to help this fold. So this first spot, you're gonna put glue and you're gonna stick down your first little piece. Now I'm going to put the glue on here so I know that it doesn't hit anywhere else that it shouldn't be. If you're using a wet glue, which is what you should do, what I would say is to, well, I'm just gonna show you with this one because I'm holding it. Just add the glue at the very top almost of the score mark, okay, like right under it, and then when you add your paper it might spread, but it'll spread down this way, and if it comes out the top you can clean it off. You don't want to put it all over, let it squirt out, and then you're gonna have glue everywhere. That's not gonna help you with your thing because we're gonna do one piece at a time. So I'm taking the tape runner right now. I'm gonna place it right in this spot. Okay, if it is where it shouldn't be, I'm going to clean it up because you don't want it to stick. So hopefully you can kind of see that. So again, that first score line, you're not putting anything under that. It's in between there. You're going to take your card, and as you can see, the width is exactly the same. If you do it this way, it's too short. So make sure you're doing the wider. And right under your score mark, just line it up just under the score mark. Okay, and Crafters Companion, they say their glue, their tape runner is really great stuff, and they say you just need friction and heat to activate it really well. So just really make sure it's stuck down, especially if you're using a tape runner. But like I said, use glue. Glue takes a while, and I wish I would have done glue here because you guys know I always like to keep it real. I want to show you what that's like. Just be careful with it doesn't spread out everywhere. Okay, next one. Next one's going to be in that same ridge right above. Right? So you can see there's that bend, the next little section. And you're just going to continue cascading up the same way. Again, right under your score mark. And try to keep it straight so that they all kind of line up together nicely. And again, I'm going to give it a good stick down. Okay, next section. Next card. If you're going to decorate these more than what you have here, well, obviously you don't just have white pieces. Oh, here, it's beautiful. If you have, you know, your little pictures, that reel, the little badges, whatever you're going to do to decorate this, stamping, maybe you're going to have sentiments on each one instead of like pictures. Whatever it is, obviously decorate that before you do any of this stuff, okay? So have them ready to go. They do have to be kind of flat, except for maybe the top one. This last one can probably have a little decoration. Now you see I got this on here. I'm going to rub it off because I don't need that glue on the blue here. We're almost done. Alright, right under the score mark again. And the last one. This last piece. And again, if you get any glue on the blue one previous, make sure to clean that up or else it's going to cause a problem for you. So it's a lot easier than you think. I was just really intimidated by it. I'm like, oh goodness. But look how nice and perfect the waterfall card is. I made one of these a long time ago on my old channel. Probably, I don't even know, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And it wasn't as neat as this, so that's what's nice about having the dies. Now let me back up a little bit. This part is also pretty easy, but okay. So what you're going to do is open this up. Alright, this is going to clip around here. We're not putting any glue yet on this back side or anything. That's going to clip around there. And what you need to do is bring it down to where it starts curving. You know, just above where it starts curving there. Why is this so tight? It really holds on. Nice and straight, and just down here where it starts curving, that's where you're going to place it. Like there. Now, hopefully you can tell this is white. I'm going to put glue all over this. Again, I'm using this, but you can use your wet adhesive. And I'm going to put glue all over that. Okay? Well, got some on here, I didn't mean to. So it's just on that little band, okay? It's not held together in the back yet or anything. You guys saw what I'm doing. And then you're gonna bring this piece, see the back piece of this, and line it up with the bottom. You know what? That's still a little bit too low. Maybe I put too much glue. Let me bring it up a little bit. Something's not right there, because when they did it, it lined up perfectly at the bottom there, and mine's not. See, it's a little bit shy. So I'm going to bring it up a little bit more. You basically want the edge of this white paper, this guy, to touch here. That looks pretty good. We're just going to glue that down. I'm just kind of pushing that down there. So that's what's going to help hold this part on. Now, I feel like this is really snug. It's supposed to slide, and this is like super, super snug. I don't think that's the best thing, but we'll see. Okay, I just turned it over to see about that. And now, you are not going to glue any of this. If you glue this down to your card, it's not going to move, right? So the only thing that's going to hold this to your card is this little bit right here, which is kind of weird. Believe you me, I think that's weird. But we're going to, again, wet glue. If you're using a wet glue, which I don't know how you would control it, and that's probably why the Crafter's Companion didn't show it with the wet glue. They say they need it for expediency, but at the same time, it's going to go all over the place. But, okay, so let's hold this here. Rounded edges down here. And I'm just going to push that down. I just feel like it's going to come apart, but okay, so hold your card, and then you're going to pull this. Now, the first few times might be a little bit tough. And look at that. There's your waterfall. Perfect. Okay, push it back up. That's it's a little bit tight. It's really smooth, though. They did a good job of the engineering of this die. But again, you have to hold it. And that's it, guys. I mean, that's your basic thing. If you want to decorate this back piece, I guess you can. I don't know with what. But do it a few times so that the card is easily going. And there it is. So you can orient it this way, you can orient it up and down like I showed. However you want to decorate it, you know, you have to think about that. It is a little different. You would think that there'd be something to hold it back here, but you can't because you have to let it move freely. So there it is. Not hard, right? I mean, I think those are the basic steps. I think I didn't misspeak, so hopefully that helps everybody out. Because in this one, I was like, I want to be very clear, and I want to just not confuse anybody. So super easy. I said I would run through this last one for you guys just so you can see. Let me do that real quick. Just gonna run this guy through on some paper. Let me see if I have. I'm just gonna use this extra piece of blue paper just so you can kind of see how this works. And where are my plates? Right here. Again, same sandwich cutting plate. I have the plastic magnetic and everything else here. And I'll just run that through just real quick. So the other thing on here, I guess I could show real quick, is these zippers. So, oh, that really stuck down. I just want to show you how well it cuts out. Really cute. Obviously, to pop everything out, but cute little piece there. And you can use that on your card wherever you like. My daughter's awake now, and they're all down here. But what I want to show you, one last thing, is this. And it's a cute idea, and I'll probably have to do a tutorial just on that by itself. I'm not going to add it to this video, but where was this thing? Right here? Somewhere? This thing. And I think other companies have done stuff like this, or like even this piece right here. Oh, actually that one cuts out. This cuts into your paper so that it makes like a little perforation. So like what I was thinking about this is like if you put some little glitter, well, maybe not glitter because it's gonna make a mess, but let's say you make a little card and you put like paper confetti kind of things, or a little note, or I guess something like that. What you would do is put another piece of paper over that, you know, and trap it in there, and you put this thing through. Let me show you what this thing does. And like I said, I've seen it with other companies. They have something like this. And it just makes a little zipper opening so the person has to pull it open. So they have a stamp set, a couple stamp sets that go along with this whole thing. And it has like pull or open or pull here or open or tear here, things like that. So hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. So when we remove this, you would have like a little card front that you would, you know, maybe decorate, but at least have this at the bottom or on the side or somewhere. And this isn't going to work, but let's say, because obviously it's not going to be open or big enough for you to do this. But let's say in there you had, like I said, a little confetti, a little note, maybe a little something stamped there. And when the person gets it, they open it up. And then the little confetti will be there. I don't know. I really don't know how else you would use this other than that, you know. But it has that cute little zipper thing. And a bunch of cute items on there. But like I said, they all go together. It's kind of expensive to buy the whole kit, obviously. I just bought what spoke to me, and I thought the Waterfall card would look fun. They have mini cards. They have to make a scrapbook, you know, like a little book. It has the album spine is the thing by itself. It has obviously different items in there for you to use. But, you know, this is cute. It was easy to use. If you like Waterfall cards or want to try them out, I think this is a great way to start. Again, you can make them yourself, but you know, you have to do all the different cutting elements. I don't know where this came from, but I'll stick it back down somewhere. So thanks for watching, guys, and if I get any more of these pieces, or if you want to see that zipper thing with maybe some more ideas or an actual idea, let me know and I'll try to come up with something. And I will see you guys at the next one. Bye now.